My name is Bala, and this is my story with Well Infused. Life before Well Infused, I was diagnosed with cervical stenosis about 2022, and it's primarily in my neck on C4, C5, C5, C6 on both sides. So it was a lot of pain, and I had tingling in my thumbs and constant pain that was always there. And so that was something that I was born with, and as the older I got, the arthritis kicked in, and that's when I really started feeling these symptoms and pain. What I tried when I got diagnosed with it, so the normal course of action is if it gets too bad, you go through what they call a surgery, which they fuse the neck bones. If you think about what Peyton Manning did, that is exactly what Peyton Manning and had to end up doing, but he's a football player, I'm not. So depending upon the severity of it, there's different methods that you could do. So what I did was I had steroid injections, and then I went to PT, I did dry needling and continuous PT and exercise, and I've tried that for over 2 years. And it helps, but it doesn't really take away the pain. The pain is constant, and of course you can take a lot of meds to do that, but I'm not a big fan of taking a lot of medications. And so then primarily you manage the pain, right? That's the whole idea through that process. So that's what I was doing before. So I actually went to a Well Infused seminar earlier this year, not for these reasons at all. I actually have some gut issues, and I went to a seminar that I thought maybe this could help me with some of the other treatments that they offer here. And as I sat in through the seminar and the presentation, I actually learned about stem cells and the benefits of stem cells and what it could really do, and actually how it could help with situations like myself. So I left the seminar and I actually did a lot of research on stem cells. And then I thought, you know what, this could really help me if I apply it. And if I can buy maybe multiple years from my surgery just by going through this procedure, then it's a win for me. Again, it's my personal win. So that's when I reached out to Dr. Stacy, and then I connected with Elizabeth and did my consultation, and that's where my journey started. So I sat down with Elizabeth first and walked through exactly what my challenges are, what I'm going through. What she sat down and put together as a comprehensive plan for me. So the first thing is, to get stem cells, you want to make sure your body is ready and in the most optimal state it needs to be. So the first course of action is to make sure your body, understand where your body is, right? And then second is, now how do you get your body ready so you can take the stem cells and you get the maximum benefit out of these cells that goes into your body. So we put together a comprehensive plan that Elizabeth actually put together for me, and I followed that plan, and so that's where we started. So once the plan was put in place, so the first thing is we do blood work to understand where am I at, what's my current state. This is where I really appreciate what Elizabeth kind of walked me through. She said, if you want to maximize it, you need to take these steps. So what are the steps? For example, my hematocrit was pretty high, so I had to kind of give some blood away so that way my blood is in a great state. And then there are certain vitamin deficiencies that I need to kind of make sure I took care of. And finally, the diet itself, making sure I'm in a good state from a body standpoint. So we went through, first of all, ozone therapies, vitamin IV therapies, and also along with it took some vitamins as well. And that process started in April, and I went through it in May and June and July, just to get my body ready for taking the stem cells in. And also there was a lot of other benefits that I got out of it, just to feel actually really amazing and better, just with those early onsets of it. And then we were ready to take on the stem cells. I received stem cells in August. So again, I went through got the body ready to where it needs to be in the right place. And then we went ahead with stem cells. So I have 2 stem cells in my neck and also through my IV. And the day of procedure, I was actually more nervous, and Elizabeth really put me at ease. And it's not a really, tough, hard process at all. It was very, very, fairly simple. I was maybe overthinking it. It was very easy, very simple, didn't have a lot of pain or anything like that. So we went through the stem cells that day, IV, stem cells, neck, IV, and I just went home, and then I just rested for the day. And then the day after, you'll actually feel it. So immediately I wear an Oura ring. So that really showed me what I monitor my heart rate variability. My heart rate variability immediately jumped from even the night off and the day after and the day after, because my body wasn't fighting inflammation. So I noticed that improvement right off the bat. And of course, depending upon everybody, how they feel, so you want to take it easy for the first few days, and then you just rest. The key is movement. So I started, movement is important, so you got to continue moving, right? And making sure that your body has that movement and energy. And then the first 2 weeks, it's very critical in the sense of making sure you're not doing something crazy. So don't go out motorcycling or snow skiing or anything like that, because if you get hurt, all of your stem cells will actually end up going to that part rather than actually fixing your problem, that whatever that may be. Again, the procedure that I took was 2 in my neck and the rest in IV, is 2 focused specifically for my stenosis, and the IVs, so that way the stem cells doesn't move from my neck to the rest of the body. And so in fixing other problems I may not even have, which I actually learned later. I actually have a shoulder problem, and the IV ones really actually went there to help fix that challenge. So just to continue on my counsel, that 2 weeks into it, every day I felt amazing. No pain's gone, no tingling, all of that. So immediately after 2 weeks, I said, you know what, I'm gonna go to the gym. Probably not a good idea. So immediately after the gym, I felt pain back in my body. And so the reason is inflammation is a part of the process that you go through when you get stem cells. So the counsel I would also give is, imagine if it's a 2-week-old baby and that's your tissue regrowing, a 3-month-old baby. Do I go play golf? If I'm a 2-month-old baby or a 3-month-old baby, you just don't, right? So you have to allow body to heal. I really learned that the hard way, but I didn't do any damage to myself. So I talked to Elizabeth about it. She said, I don't think so. You just went and exercised in the gym. But you want to take the measures to, again, this is your body and your investment, and to make sure that it's done properly. So since then, again, I exercise in the sense I go for walks, keep myself active, making sure that I am staying healthy. But if your body's inflamed, if it hurts, stop doing it, right? Essentially listen to your body. And so that's been my day-to-day steps and process so far. So I am 12 weeks into the stem cells. I don't have any pain. My pain's completely gone, on both sides. And I don't have the tingling that I used to get in my neck. And I'm still, again, 12 weeks in. The cells are continuing to grow, continuing to mature and get better. And so I expect continued improvement there. And I'm going on with my normal life now. So I'm going to get back into all the things I was doing. I love playing golf, so I'll probably get back into playing golf and doing things. But in Indiana it gets colder, so I'll probably wait when the weather gets better. So yeah, I'm excited to just kind of resume my normal life. And the biggest thing is, when the pain and the inflammation is not there, you're not thinking about it. That's not your focus, and your focus can be on things that are important in your life. So what would I say to somebody who is thinking about going through this or thinking about Well Infused? So again, I went for this seminar for a completely different situation and learned about it. And so I want to first of all thank Dr. Stacy and to having this here in Indiana. By the way, I didn't know that. So if people are looking at this, the countries that they go to get stem cells, you probably heard of, is Mexico or Panama and things like that. The fact that I'm 15 minutes away from here and I live here and I can get that here, I didn't know. I wasn't aware, and a lot of people didn't know. So now the second piece is the benefits of what it's doing for me and what I think it does for people. Again, everybody is different. And that's where I think Well Infused also is key, because it's tailored to you. And to me, that is the most critical part. It is tailored specific to you and where you are as an individual and a person. So you have to understand your body. You have to understand what type of scope that really needs to be put in place to get the maximum results. And that's what really Elizabeth did for me, and the entire staff throughout the process. They're just amazing. And I will thank Elizabeth very much, because she was very nervous for me more than sometimes I was nervous myself. And it's because she cared, right? She cared that I got the best outcome that I'd like to get. And so finally, I would say for people who are considering this, going through this, Just trust the team here. They actually know what they're doing. And do your research. I've done a lot of my research. And then what I learned from that is the team here really know what they're doing, and they'll get your body in the right place. So the reason I wanted to share my testimonial to everybody is I really got a lot of benefit from this. And by sharing my story, I really hope that whoever's maybe listening to this would learn, understand, do their research, and really will get the benefits. There are other ways you can receive help, and there are other tools available. And this is one of the tools that are available. And my goal is to help share what I've learned and what I've gone through, so that hopefully that helps a lot of people.